Well, folks, if you're just signing on or you are on, we just want to let you know you are watching the Tony Robles Predator Pro-Am Tour. I'm Upstate Al of AZB-TV. We got another match coming up right here at Mr. Q Billiards in Lindenhurst, New York, right on the island, on Long Island. Next match coming up, Scott Murphy, the owner here at Mr. Q Billiards, versus Mr. Eddie Culhane, who's warming up at the table. And you notice the score. Scott Murphy gets 1. It's still a race to 7. That's the handicap. But before we get started, we want to let you know that NYC Grind is jumping on board with AZB TV to co-produce this along with the Tony Robles Predator Pro-Am Tour. And we got to thank some of the sponsors, especially on Tony's side of the board, for keeping this tour going. Delta 13. One of the sponsors, only of many, with Ozone Billiards, major sponsor getting on board with Tony. Poisoned by Predator. Gotham City Technologies, the IT guy to go to, Mr. Ron Mason, who's actually playing in this tournament. And keep in mind, if you want to play in the leagues, we call it NAPL here in New York City, but it's the NAPL, it's the National Amateur Pool League. And that's the website you can go to get in touch with Gail or Tony if you want to play in the 8-ball, 9-ball. And if that's not your game of choice, you can actually elect to get into 10-ball, 14.1 leagues also, all by going to playinapl.com. We want to give a big thank you to Simonis Cloth and Aramis Balls for jumping on board with Upstate Al and keeping the show on the road, along with the TAP League, the best amateur league in North America. Lucasi Q's, and talking about Lucasi, we got to run a commercial, so hold your ears and turn your volumes down because this commercial is a little louder than normal.
Introducing Lucasi Hybrid, a whole new level of performance and technology. A Q with the revolutionary X-Shocks dampening system, eliminating vibration. G5 grip technology for enhanced traction and stability results in maximum Q control. Total sweet spot construction means unmatched power. And the Zero Flex Point ferrule provides dead-on accuracy, giving you the confidence you need in every shot. Lucasi Hybrid, the only Q that matters.
And we want to give a big shout out to AZ Billiards, azbilliards.com, the world's largest pool and billiards website, azbilliards.com. The Kings of Vapor, thekingsofvapor.com, Chad Bowling and crew. And talking about Chad Bowling, notice the name of this pool room in Ohio called the Kings of Billiards. That's also their pool room. And they got a featured match coming up October 1st through the 3rd. The mighty Earl Strickland playing Johnny Mora. It's going to be a free stream on AZB TV right here on the link you're watching. Playing 3 disciplines: banks, race to 7, 9-ball, race to 21, and 10-ball, race to 21. It's going to be great. Kings of Billiards, Akron, Ohio. Also, somewhere down the line, we'll be giving away a Earl Strickland Road Stories 2 DVD that's now available, courtesy of Diana Hoppy. You can go to dianahoppy.com if you want to purchase it. We will be giving one free away, whether it be today or tomorrow. I can't say. We're waiting for the go-ahead. We do have a question loaded already that has to be answered by the first person that signed into the chat to win that DVD. And this is kind of what the DVD looks like right there. Like I said, we're just waiting for the go-ahead. If you want to follow Upstate Al on Livestream News, there you go. It's Livestream News 1 on Twitter. And keep in mind, I also will be heading to Providence, Rhode Island. It's a $5,000 added banner event. That's the Josh Northeast 9-Ball Tour. And it's called the Ocean State 9-Ball Tournament. All right, it looks like both players are ready to rock and roll, so let's get the show on the road. Scott Murphy versus Ed Culhane. Race to 7. And back on the other side of the pond, you could see Darren Appleton and Shane Van Boning in the practice rooms right now. That match going to go off. England versus the USA. Coming up soon right there on ESPN3 Match Room. All right, Ed Culhane set up the break here. Game 1. Watch the 9-ball tracking towards the side pocket. Not even close. And if we were playing in the Worlds, that would be an illegal break as 3 balls have to go up above the head string. Ed Culhane with a weak break right there. All right, this is Scott Murphy, the owner, right here at Mr. Q's. They're both dangerous right now. They're both playing on the B side. And back across the other side of the pond, Germany now leads 6-3 over Holland. We're going to call out the scores every time we get a glance over at our monitor. We are running the World Cup right here at the commentators booth, trying to keep folks updated that can't watch it. It's amazing how those side pockets on a diamond just allow the cue ball to cliff hang right there. And it looks like Scott's got maybe a half of this 2-ball. Might have enough to make the 7. Oh, he actually did have enough. It looks like Jerry Tarantola is going to get another match right there on the Gabriel table, which is table 2, table that Gail Glazebrook Robles just come off of. As we're watching Eddie Culhane approach the table here. The reason you see one up on the board is Ed Culhane has to spot Scott Murphy 1 game on the wire.
Really? He wasn't even warming up today. I was sitting at the table, he was sitting there.
Back across the pond, it looks like Holland is threatening to put up another speed on their side and make it a 6-4. As the Terminator pockets the 7-ball. Ed Culhane here looks like he's trapped up behind the 4 a little bit in his match right here in Long Island. We got to compare these 2 games. I mean, we got Ed Culhane and we got the World Cup going on. It looks like the Terminator is going to pocket the 9-ball. And he does. Score is now 6-4 in the World Cup. Back to Ed Culhane. Ed says he don't care about the World Cup. He does, actually. He would be watching if he wasn't up in the match. What a beautiful shot by Ed. But the 2-ball getting locked up behind the 7 is not going to be an easy shot for Eddie to get out of. The Kaiser and the Hitman. Thorsten Holman looking real focused there. Not sure what Eddie is doing here. Pulling up his pants. All right. Oh, he's got to stretch over the table just a wee bit, huh? He doesn't want to use the bridge. He's in a difficult position. If he shoots this way, he's shooting almost across his body. No, he's okay now. That's a pretty good, comfortable stance. Solid. Nice shot. How's the speed? Let's take a look straight down the table. Wow. You got to turn the cue ball into a snake to get it through there. Eddie Culhane playing a great safe. It looks like it's going to be either a 2 or 3 rail kick off the long left side rail for Mr. Scott Murphy. Nothing wrong with it. A makeable kick. It's right in, at a natural angle. Wow. Ball in hand for Eddie Culhane as that worked out. And it looks like the Kaiser and the Hitman in the World Cup. What was there, a push out? Were you watching the World Cup?
Yeah, they gave it back to him.
The push out, they gave it back to him? Okay. There he is, you fella. Your boy, the lock. I think what Tony and Gail are electing to do is finish the amateur event today. Instead of bringing back a few amateurs tomorrow, they're going to elect to finish it today. So I would imagine we're going to be here late. And then just tomorrow bring the open and pros in. Well, 2 to 3 rail kick into the 4 and kick it out of there. If you, the thing about this shot is if you kick behind the 4 and you get full ball. Oh, wait a minute. What is he looking at? Jump? No. You kick behind and you hit it pretty good. You hit a pretty good four ball off the. Oh, he's going 1 rail. I don't like this 1 rail. I like going behind it. And that's the reason I don't like it. You leave it out in the open. You kick it from behind, you got a chance of trapping the cue ball up behind the 5-9. Holland threatening at the World Cup to go 6-5 here. Nice shot, just touch, draw back, just a little bit, stay off the rail. Well, you know what? It's even a great shot, even if you're on a rail. You go 2 rails, you come back out, and you shoot that 9 in the corner. It'll bring them 1 more game closer to Germany, setting the heat up for them. And Scott Murphy spins the rock. Right here in Long Island, he spun it a little bit too hard, though. He might have just a little bit of his 5 ball. He can feather it and send the cue ball around. Now, you want to send the cue ball around towards the 9 location. Did he hit it? Obviously not, as he hockey pucks the cue ball right back to Ed Culhane for ball in hand. And it looks like Ed Culhane is going to lock him up. They don't call him the lock for nothing. He's going to try to put him in jail with no bail. Doesn't get more exciting than this. You got Eddie Culhane on one end. You got the world champions on the other. Six to 5 now, Germany over Holland. The heat is on in the kitchen. Look at that beautiful arena they set up at the World event. Man, that's the way to roll. I don't know, from my point of view, looking at this tablet here, it looks like Holland is about to tie this up if they can get out. If that 2 ball goes. Meanwhile, I got a professional player right. It's an amateur player, but he's playing pretty good right now. Feeling his oats, Scott Murphy. Running balls, draws back beautifully off the 7 for a shot on the 8. I'm going nuts here. Trying to watch these 2 matches at the same time. This is the score right now because Scott Murphy gets 1 game on the wire. That's his handicap. Pockets this, and he could be up 2-0. And he sure does. Scott Murphy up 2-0. What a beautiful save by Ralph Souquet right there. In case you guys are wondering what I'm talking about, is Ralph Souquet has made a great shot in the World Cup. All right, 2-0. You're watching the Tony Robles Predator Pro-Am Tour. We're coming to you live from Mr. Q Billiards in Lindenhurst, New York. It looks like Jerry Tarantola is going to play Sam on the adjacent table to this one, so we might switch back and forth. Time for Ed Culhane to settle down. Can't let Scott Murphy jump out too far of a lead. You can always catch Eddie Culhane. He's out there at the AccuStats Arena there, Simonis Arena in Sandcastles, him and the organization getting together. Every Wednesday night, AccuStats has a game show unless they're going to be on the road. Wednesday night, I believe it starts at 8 or 8:30. I usually tune in around 8 Eastern Standard Time on AccuStats.com. You click AccuStats on location or the game show link, and You can get to any one of their streams. They are streaming the U.S. Open plus the Make It Happen event coming up. Well, Germany back up at the table. The Kaiser plays a very delicate shot, holding the cue ball. Germany threatened to go up another game. They could go up by a score of 7-5 if they shall clear this table out. And between either one of these teams, this table looks delicious. They're like sharks, and they got a bunch of bait fish swimming around with blood seeping out of their fins and gills. Scott Murphy firing the 3-ball right down the rail. He's got the shot on the 4. Just bring the cue ball right back to where it is for the shot on the 5, and you got the angle to get up on the 6. The hardest thing he has to do is escape the 7. Bumps the 7, he's okay. Germany on the verge of making it 7-5. Ooh, as Scott Murphy misses the 7 ball right here on the stream table. Still leads 2-0. Got one game on the wire. Can Ed Culhane get out here? 3-ball run out and make it 2-1. Well, I missed the game here. I guess Ed Culhane won one, so I'm gonna assume Ed won one. Now it's 2-1 here. Had the right English on the ball, but failed to pocket the 2-ball. Meanwhile, back at the World Cup, Germany now leads 7-5 over Holland. Holland up at the table. NYC Grind spinning the wheels. They are on location. Okay, Eddie Culhane, get it on. Scott Murphy coming to the table. Really not much to look at. I mean, you got the 2 there, but you got the 5-8, like the Great Wall of China, blocking the pocket. Gonna fire at the 8-ball, off the 9 into the corner pocket. Oh, that was the 4. Good hit. Eddie Culhane coming with the good hit on a 2-ball. Racing to 7. Score right now, 2-1. Scott Murphy got 1 game on the wire, and we put it up for him already. Nice spin. Hides the cue ball behind the 5. Germany up at the table in the World Cup. Now, wait a minute. I was watching a replay. There's a 6 trickles into the corner pocket off the 7. Oh, they are up. It looks like they're going to have a tough cut. Looks like a back cut. But if you want somebody to be up there shooting this shot, you're looking at the man right here, playing all disciplines. Cleanly makes the 7-ball. Gets nudged off the 9. Comes out okay. Firepower now. Torsten Homer up at the table. Meanwhile, back at the ranch here in Long Island, Scott Murphy shooting the 3. Wow. Now that you don't see too often. You do not see Torsten Holman miss an 8-ball like that too often. He jumped up on that shot. You really very rarely see him do it unless he knew he missed it right from the gate. Allowing Holland back up at the table. the Terminator for the 9 ball, going to make it 7-6. And they do. A close match. I think the USA versus England coming up next right there on that ESPN Matchroom Sports. Whatever link you're watching it on. We happen to be watching on the ESPN app. Who needs to watch the World Cup of Pool when we got Ed Culhane up at the table right now? Does it get any better? Firing ball. Got a shot on the 5. Good safety. That'll keep you in the game. That break you heard was Jerry Tarantola on the adjacent table. As you hear Ed Culhane say, funny, huh? You fella? He'll be kicking like Bruce Lee here if he can't see any kind of orange paint past that 9 ball. Once again, sitting up on the table, kicking at the 5. Hitting the 7, though. Ball in hand for Scott Murphy, leads 2-1. Can Scott get out here? It's a 4-ball run. Shooting left-handed. Does he go straight up and down here with the easy position, or does he spin out 2 rails behind the 9 and go back up? He's got to stretch. Oh, he's got the angle just to go up and down. He's okay. Huh? Got to make the 6. He had to spin on it. Wasn't sure if he's going up and down or trying to spin around it. The English that he had on it looked like he was going around it. Looks like a rail first. Don't know if he can make it. Well, could have made it. He actually hit it too thick. Hey, looks like Scott Murphy's breaking Murphy's lure and put another one up. And he sure does. Scott Murphy now leads 3-1. We're racing to 7 here. Gotham City Technologies. Ron Mason, the owner, can remote right into your PC if you have any viruses or problems. Get in touch with Ron Mason, GothamCityTechnologies.com. Also, if you want to build a website, he's building websites for many retailers in the pool business, not only in the pool business, but all kind of businesses throughout the New York City area and abroad, actually. Ron Mason, Gotham City Technologies. Tony Robles, Predator Pro-Am Tour. Mr. Q's, Lindenhurst, Long Island. Upstate Owl of AZB TV, trying to keep you company and updated with the score of the World Cup, just in case you can't watch it. Germany now leads 7-6. We're racing to 9 over there. I believe Earl Strickland and Shane Van Boning coming up. England versus the USA. I believe that comes up next. Ed Culhane looking at like the corner pocket for the 3. If he hits it square, you know, kind of a straight pool shot. The 3 deflecting, carrying off the 7 towards the corner. He did play in the World Straight Pool Tournament a couple of years in a row. So he's looking at that shot. And it wasn't on, so he played the safe. Great shot. Looks like Holland's a threat to tie this up at 7 apiece. If Niels can pocket this 3 ball and hold position, they got a shot at tying this up. He made it and he held position. I'm going to have to go out on a wire and say this is going to be a 7-7 ball game at the World Cup. I just yelled over. I said, "You follow?" That's all he had to do was follow up the ball. Got dropped behind the 7. Ooh. Ed Culhane kicking it. Getting real close to his work on the 6th ball, though. As Holland calls an extension across the pond here. And well warranted to call that extension, as Niels has to stretch over the table to back cut the 7. Come back up for the 8 ball in the corner pocket. Natural position, hold. 1 rail back for the 9. Looks like he might bump it. He might see a little bump on the 9, but the good thing about it is if he does, the 9 will be bumping towards the corner pocket. I'm talking about the world event. I'm sorry, guys. So I'm getting you lost. I'm going back and forth. I'm interested in this tablet. Never even touched the 9. Good shot. Holland's going to tie it at 7 apiece. And back in Long Island here, which is hard to concentrate on when you got the worlds going on. Scott Murphy, he's leading this match 3-1 and threatening to go up, and Holland ties it up, guys. On the other side of the board, 7-7. Scott Murphy misses the quite easy 7 ball, letting Ed Culhane go back up at the board here. Ed Culhane still trailing 3-1. The Terminator. Never count him out. You can't count any of these guys out that are playing in that tournament. All right, Mr. Culhane, let's do something. Just playing it safe. This break will determine who goes on the hill at the World Cup. Got to be a controlled break. Looks like he's going to use the cut break here. Two balls go past the head, and the 4 ball was pocketed, so it's a legal break at the Worlds. I'm concentrated on that World event like you can't believe. We got the tablet here, and it's you could turn it that way. All right, I could see it. Yeah, it's fine. Ooh. All right, Ed Culhane. Who needs the World event? We got Ed Culhane here in Long Island here. We're in New York now. We're over here. How about that cut shot? We're voting Eddie in for the World Cup. Makes this one. Take it easy now there, tough guy. All right, Ed Culhane making this a game. He gave Scott Murphy 1 game on the wire, and there it is. The hitman playing in the Worlds. Lucasi Q's Lucasi hybrid. Keeping Upstate Owl on the road. Along with AZ Billiards, Kings of Vapor, the Tap League. Folks, I'm not sure when we're going to be able to give this DVD away, but it's definitely going to be this weekend. We're waiting for the go-ahead. But you got to be signed into the chat and answer a question when we throw it out there. First one to answer the right question, and it's going to be about Earl Strickland, will win that Road Stories 2 DVD. Can you believe Holland back at the Worlds is threatening to go ahead and take the hill?
sakes, let me know.
Ed Culhane up at the board.
Now Holland's going to the hill. Holland's out. They're on the 8 ball. Holland, they're on the 8 ball. They're about to go up.
What happened here?
We like the 6-inch screen. Yeah. We're not sharing.
All right, time to go Verizon. That's it.
A little far.
Put my hotspot on there.
Neil's flying. Foot of 9 ball to go up on the hill at the World Cup.
They're down 6-3.
They were down 6-3 at one point. Now lead by 1, 8-7. Does it get any better than that? And it looks like Germany are turning into thoroughbred horses with blinders on. All they see is that table. They don't see anybody else shooting. Deep focused.
Never had an experience like that in my life. They have a locker room for each team, and in the locker room they have a big table so that you can practice and warm up before your match upstairs. And they have a flat screen TV for you to watch the action unfold as you're practicing upstairs. You have no idea how many times you went in the locker room. Strickland will be cursing out and players out. How could you miss that ball?
Well, tell me what's up, man. But how far you got this going on? We didn't ask you. Big lumberjack.
What time do
Love out.
England, USA?
Maybe
You know what was really good?
Here we go.
The guitar.
Holland's on the hill.
They had like aerial cameras. They were able to like go around the
Holland on the hill and breaking.
every shot. All robotics.
That's amazing.
Looks like Ed Culhane is waiting on one of the players on the adjacent table here, and Mr. Q's. Mr. Q.
Was a half a rack ahead of their own shit. They're going for ESPN.
It's not a big deal.
This is going to determine this match right here. Go hill or go for the win. Got to control the break. Cut break. The 1 ball into the side pocket.
Doing a stream, watching a stream.
Oh, it looks like the 6 minor just rolled out of position and left them a shot. They got the shot.
You love how he's doing a stream, watching a stream.
I know. The question is, which stream does he like better?
I like Ed Culhane in Long Island, New York, right here, folks. Voting him in for the World Cup next year. This is like watching the New Year Eve, if you're in Times Square, it's like watching a New Year's Eve ball go down. It's like watching a World Cup right now. He's got the shot. He's got the shot, you guys. I might be driving you crazy because I'm actually watching the World Cup. We're all around this tablet. The tablet happens to be faster than the computer that they're using to upload it to the big screen here in the room.
So the winner of this plays Finland, right?
What's that?
Well, does Finland play Australia? Or Australia? Come on.
Yeah, why do you give me that face?
No, the winner of this plays the winner of England and USA. That's what it is.
Playing against you.
Uh-oh.
I want my rematch.
Rematch. Want to avenge myself.
Then I want Dan. Line them all up. Today we set them all up.
Tony, those cookies are good.
Right, that's a
I showed him a cookie. I didn't offer it to him. He didn't.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people standing around the commentator's booth sweating his tablet.
I'm down on the shot going like this.
Great shot. That back cut right there was the winning shot right there. You can wrap this up and put it in the books. Unless something real unusual happens at the Worlds. Holland should take this from Germany.
So, you know, he's going to hook up a man cave.
It's gonna be a couple's cave.
Tony, I'm going to help you out with that, all right? The man's cave.
Why's it gotta be a man, yo? Why's it gotta be a man cave?
Oh, excuse me. Mr. Get on shit on sale.
You couldn't ask for a better position for the win here at the World Cup. And it all goes back to that miss. Thorsten Holman missed that 8-ball. He jumped up on the 8-ball, and there you have it. And being down 6-3, Holland comes back and defeats Germany. All good friends, but at the table, all business. All right, back to Ed Culhane and Scott Murphy.
Well, we knew about
I've never seen him lose. Any tournament he's in, he always wins.
Really?
I've never seen him lose a tournament.
Wow. Serious miss by Ed Culhane. England versus the USA up next.
Oh, yes.
Everybody here, the hair is standing up. The hair is standing up on everybody's arms right now as they show Earl Strickland's face and Shane on camera.
So, Tony, when they're playing, I'll get the cookies, all right?
Oh my God, look at his face.
I'm sorry, guys. Here we go. I'm trying to keep up with this match right here, right now, but that World Cup's got my eye. And just so happens Mandy Wu puts the tablet right here off to my right. If it was across the room, I wouldn't pay attention to it, but it's sitting right there. Scott Murphy. Got Ron Mason from Gotham City Technologies. He acts like he's standing in Times Square watching a New Year's Eve ball go down. Whoa. Scott Murphy jams the pocket with the 8. Ed Culhane has a chance to tie this up at 3 if he can see it.
And then the Earl and Carl thing. Oh my God. See, I think like if Earl stays and doesn't like get sharked by him, then they'll do just fine. Because I spoke to Shane yesterday and he said both of them are playing really, really well, and both of their breaks are on. So it's gonna be good.
It's all just the mood that Earl's in.
Yeah,
If Earl's
really.
in a good mood, everybody's in trouble. If Earl's in a bad mood, that smile goes away.
Every miss he breaks the ball.
It's not even that, it's just like he shoots like
But
he's
they,
like
they said
mad,
they're
he shoots
both
like
feeling
this.
really, really good.
I would never want to have him like playing pro.
And I know Earl's like dying to play like Carl.
He shoots like he doesn't have to shoot.
That's definitely gonna be good. And then like apparently like Darren said like they can't.
That just goes to show you, you're going to shoot a ball into the, not only the diamond tables, but just about any table and hit a point like that. And getting a roll like this, yeah, pretty good. Got everybody sitting on the commentator's booth with his tablet, awaiting the USA match.
We did yesterday when I got a flu shot. It's been done like forever.
I've only had it done
If you
once.
want,
But I will tell you.
I'm going
Listen, if you wanted to play it safe,
table 7.
that's the way to play somebody safe. The way Scott Murphy just hit that rail to rail, the cue ball on the rail, and Eddie going to check to see if the 9's frozen.
When do I get to play on the TV table?
You're next.
Mandy Wu?
What?
Facebook post about Mandy Wu?
There's the page. This?
I know, I'm
I've seen
saying
your
Mandy
picture in the
Wu.
Facebook. You're being funny. Mandy who?
Mandy who? Mandy Wu. Alright, if we get started now, we might actually catch the tail end of the game.
It's up to you.
Yeah, it's actually a good idea.
Because I would love to watch this
You
match.
watch my head.
7?
Put you guys on. No, I'll put you guys on table 8. Yeah, 8. 8. That's why.
All right, Scott Murphy. Finally, we get that 9 ball off the table. 4-2, going to 7, folks.
I guarantee this is playing all over Steinway Billiards. Big screen TV and everything.
Look at that smile. Earl said you gotta break well when you get that chance.
You're the best breaker in the game as a partner, right?
Yeah.
You're the best breaker in the game as a
Yep.
partner, right?
Hey, baby. Can I bother you real quick? I want to ask you something.
Shot by Ed Culhane. Does he have a shot on the 1? He does.
The first seat.
Here we go. We are watching the world.
I got a lot of time, right?
Yeah.
Like over an hour?
Okay, Trace, gotcha. No problem. Are they watching the World Cup there at the pool room? If not, we'll update you on this end also with the scores. And they're starting right now. They're introducing England after just introducing the USA. So that match is about to get underway. I hope they got enough bandwidth to watch that. They should have.
Did they just introduce him now?
Yeah.
Darren.
I got lucky, hung a few balls, and scratched a few times, critical moments.
Starting to get used to the tables, baby.
I got lucky on that one. I definitely got lucky in that. Oh, America's playing now, right? They just started, or?
Yeah, they're about to start now.
Earl, the Pearl Strickland's got everything in there but the kitchen sink. The whole arsenal. If anybody's carrying weapons, Earl Strickland is. Weapons to go to war on the pool table. Meanwhile, Ed Culhane is running out this rack, feeling the heat, being down 4-2, threatening to go 4-3 here. If he can just go 2 rails back out for the 9.
Table 7?
Got to hit it. Hit it good. Scott Murphy gave that 9 ball to Eddie Culhane. So it's now 4-3.
Do you drive here?
Yeah. I'll see you.
Actually, good.
Maybe I'll bring it back tonight or maybe in the morning.
I'll try to stop by Wednesday if I can. Okay. All right, thanks, man. That's happening now. It's about to start now.
Tony, I'm just going to take a walk to somewhere real quick. Where's the plane at?
Back at the ranch, Scott Murphy puts a quick one on his side. He's now leading 5-3 over at Culhane. And just keep in mind, we did put Scott Murphy's handicap bead up already, so with that handicap 1 from the start, he now leads 5-3. Well, got Shane in a predicament, but if you ever wanted somebody shooting this shot, the South Dakota kid is the one you want shooting it. Might use their extension here. If anybody can make this, Earl can make a shot anywhere on the table. Sweat it as he splits the pocket. Oh, he bumped it in, but he got the win. USA goes up 1-0.
Obviously, I'm not going to make a save with someone.
I'm going to kick his arse. Little 18-year-old pro. Tall boys. They do well.
Strickland and Morris really play that good together? Oh, yeah. I think they were undefeated.
I think everybody's watching the World Cup, aren't you? But everything's running smooth here. If you're asking about this stream, it's all smooth. But even us on this end, we're watching the World Cup. Snooker now. Watch the rock there, Earl. Oh, he's going to be pocket safe. He's pocket safe.
Yeah, so the first day, Shane said Earl was breaking better than him.
Oh, that
Earl was breaking better than him. And then the second day, Shane.
Well, we got a match going on here in New York, too. But it seems like all eyes are on the World Cup. And I'll tell you what, worth every penny of a free stream, that World Cup.
At least he has room to kick. Be one thing that he's locked.
And like even Shane said that. It's been on for 2 days.
Extension.
And then they practiced the whole day yesterday. both of them together.
That's awesome.
Yeah. 30-second shot clock. After the break, it's a minute.
I like those.
I do too. I like the break too.
I don't, you know what, Snook? I don't know why you're watching the World Cup. Look at this guy shooting in front of you. It's Ed Culhane, the lock.
What is the break rule?
The break rule, 3 must pass the head string, but every ball counts.
Wow. Ball in
That's
hand.
one of the worst rules I've ever seen in my life. Do you know how many times I saw someone break as hard as humanly possible and 3 balls still didn't go because they got a bad rack by the ref?
Looks like Ed Culhane is going to play the carom into the 3-ball into the corner. He's going to attempt it. No, just elected to play the safety.
But if you have someone else racking the balls for you, even though
Can't you check the rack and tell them? Can't you check the rack and tell them right now?
I don't know, because I think you're only allowed to do it so many times because they don't want to delay the match. You know what I'm saying? Because this is live television. What's up, JK?
What's up, Mr. Joey Korziak in the house?
Score. 7-4.
I'm just glad you're good. When do you move in? Hopefully within the next month. Yeah, we have to wait till the other people get back. Hey, you got it? Yeah. All right. Nah, thanks. Next week is Cuba, right? Yes, sir. We'll see you. Cuba. I'm trying to get to Cuba. I can't make balls. I can't hit a ball. Yo, you're gonna be from here with no traffic. You got 10 minutes. You're up on the highways. I mean, I'm so already. Actually, I have to go where it's right now, but I'm
USA versus England, baby. Earl to Pearl. All right, guys, we're back. Trying to deal with put the lock on the clock. Got that right. Ed Culhane taking every second that he can to ham it up. 4-ball into the corner. Watch the cue, Mr. Locke. Ball in hand for Scott Murphy. Keep in mind, Scott Murphy has 5. Shall he get out here? He will be on the hill and defeat and eliminate Mr. Culhane out of the Predator Pro-Am Tour here in Long Island. Everything's right here. Stop shop. Out the door. See you later. Have a nice weekend on the hill. And this, I can't believe he just did that. It was all stop shots. Can't take your eye off the ball. You can't try to cheat these pockets. There's not enough room if you don't have the angle. He didn't have to cheat at all. It looks like we're tied at 1 apiece at the Worlds.
Somebody went up to him rags and was like, Joey, and then like Dan turned around and like he's like, oh, we got a wrong person.
Looks like Darren Appleton and Carl Boys are a little undecided right there what they want to do. A lot of table length. Ed Culhane back in Long Island, 5-4, trails only by 1. Scott Murphy failed to get out that last game. Would have put him on the hill. The 9-ball fools around by the corner pocket, but doesn't hang. As Eddie Culhane's got a shot on the 1. Chance to tie this match up if he can get out.
Frank should have went to this. You remember you played Ray and Casey that time?
Yeah.
Baseball?
That was a great match. It was a close match.
It was. I think Ray missed something and that was it. But these guys were like, you remember Frankie was leaving me this? And you were leaving him this.
Yeah.
Casey was leaving Ray this and Ray was leaving. And Frankie was saying, what's the problem, man? There's 3 rails in the show. And he was doing it. Look, there's about 3 rails and you're on the ball. And you were like, Frankie, what the?
Yeah. I never forget that match because my youngest brother, came to watch it play. He fought a series of some ice cream and stuff with friends.
Looks like Ed Culhane is starting to settle in.
And when he put that match on his Facebook,
Really?
couldn't see it.
Really? Had a large degree?
Starting to take his game a little more serious than what he did in the very beginning. Well, it looked like Ed Culhane was going to get out this game, but now it looks like he's going to try to trap the cue up behind the 9-ball. Wow, he went full out, trying to make the 6. Scott Murphy just has to stay down on this 8 and make this 8. 9 balls right there. Good shot. He elected to throw it back on it. Didn't really have to, but got him there. And Ed Culhane says, hey, that's good. Scott Murphy reaches the hill first.
Sorry. Okay. I'm sorry.
That's okay, that's okay.
You know, I always say once you get the problem first, that's good.
And it looks like England's up 2-1 right now in the World Cup.
Went back into
All right, guys, Scott Murphy takes a timeout. We'll be right back. All right, guys, it looks like they're ready to roll. Cool. Cool. No, Eddie did not lose. Right now, the score is, Troy, 6-4 in favor of Scott Murphy. Actually, Scott should have been out. The game prior to this, it was all stop, shot, but Scott took his eye off the 7-ball. Let me see the score of the World Cup. Is that it? Yeah, 2-2? All right. That's what we need, a close match there. We need a win for the USA. Scott Murphy breaks and the 1-ball finds the side pocket. 2 and the 3 wind up in bad position because the 2 doesn't have a pocket here. Earl the Pearl set up the break. Man, does he smash him. But, well, he's got 2 balls above the head string. I think he did pocket a ball, didn't he? Yeah, he pocketed a ball, so it's a legal break.
With a dead shot on the 2.
Did it just pause?
They ranked her 21 in the world as a pro, woman pro. Why is she allowed to play in the amateur event? I'm just curious. What are your thoughts on that? Oh, I didn't hear it.
Oh, he boxed it.
Because there are less female players than there are male players. So if you a specific, let's say 21 or 30.
Look at that. He hung that 2-ball.
You're right. That would be unfair for her.
Can't believe Earl missed that 2-ball. I think it was Earl. Took my eye off the World Cup. Yeah, must have been Earl because I just seen a replay.
Yeah, and Earl kind of snapped that.
All right, who needs the World Cup when we got Long Island? Everybody's here at the pool room. Their eyes are pinned on the World Cup right now on the big screen and on the tablet here. Scott Murphy to the air, makes a clean hit. The 1 and the Q, the 5 and the Q tracking together. See if Eddie's got a shot for the 5 into the corner past that 7. No, he doesn't. Roll up safe on the 7 here. 2-2 across the pond as you watch the mighty Earl sit there and focus. And it looks like it's going to be 3-2 in favor of England the way they're swinging right now.
Yeah. You, did you call him already? Yeah, he's there already.
You hear all the chitter chatter in the background because of everything that's going on.
That's okay.
I think Earl missed that shot. All I know is stupid mistake. We love you. You know that.
All right, looks like Scott Murphy might get out.
If you make, say you make a ball, and 2 of them pass,
6'4", he's on the hill.
great. So if you make 2 balls and 1 goes past, you're good.
The illegal break, and the USA takes the table back. And it looks like they have a shot on the 1. Looks like Shane has the shot. Got to use the extension.
Were you just missing? Or, I got scared. Oh, I got scared. My 7, 8, 9, I got scared.
No.
And then I keep hanging it because I was afraid of scratching. So I left it hanging. Oh, you hit it too.
That's not me getting blurry. That's
And then I took it to my next shot. Yeah, you just got to not playing it. No, I'm like, I told Brooke, I'm like,
Scott Murphy wins that match. Sorry about it, folks. Whoever it's, you don't know what I'm up against here. Got a lot of things going on. So Scott Murphy wins that match, 7-4. We'll be right back with another match. You're watching AZB TV, co-produced with NYC Grind and the Predator Pro-Am Tour. I'm Upstate Al of AZB TV. We're kind of focused on this World Cup. We'll be right back.